The Turks and Caicos Islands Hospital, Interhealth Canada, has launched its 3-year strategic plan, which, at its core, speaks to advancing services that exceed the expectations of our people. Our people refer to our patients, families, and our staff. We intend to achieve this through the implementation of a series of strategic projects that will seek to advance our diagnostic capabilities, increase our bed capacity, more services close to home, and build a high-performing talent from leadership to frontline by leveraging innovative and world-class training and development resources. These projects shall be delivered in partnership with our Interhealth Canada Board of Directors, our partner, the Turks and Caicos Islands Government, our Community Advisory Committee, and as part of people-centered approach, they shall be designed in partnership with patients and families as key contributors and users of our services. One of the major projects that shall be launched this year is the advancement of the diagnostic capability of our diagnostic unit. And this will be through the replacement of our 0.35 Tesla MRI to a 1.5 Tesla MRI and a 4-slice CT scanner to a 128-slice CT scanner.
The first phase of this improvement project will see an upgrade of the MRI imaging modality from a 0.35 Tesla unit to a 1.5 Tesla unit. The increase in the strength of the magnet of the new unit will now provide us with a higher quality imaging and superior diagnostic quality when compared to our current unit. The new MRI machine is equipped with state-of-the-art total digital imaging technology that is paired with the latest artificial intelligence technology that together allows for the generation of images that are of higher resolution and more accurate quality. Our new machine will have wider dimensions and has the weight-bearing capacity to now accommodate persons of up to 500 pounds as opposed to our current machine, which can only accommodate persons of up to 300 pounds. Our radiology team will now be able to perform advanced imaging studies on areas of the body that we were not able to previously image. Because of this new technology, imaging studies will also now take a much shorter time to perform, allowing us to provide more efficient and timely service to you, our clients.
The replacement of the MRI and CT is highly technical. Therefore, a project team is being used to coordinate both the successful removal and installation of the units. The project team includes key members of the hospital, both facilities and clinical, Ministry of Health, Contract Management Unit, the Services Review Board Chair, the National Health Insurance Board, our Community Advisory Committee, and the input of patients, families, and the private sector. There shall be an unavoidable service downtime, which through a series of measures we shall seek to minimize as much as possible. As part of this strategy, there is a robust communication plan that shall be keeping you, our patients, families, staff, and community updated so that you are aware of the progress of this very exciting and transformative project, and that you can also plan your care with your primary physician for acceptable alternative tests that can give them the information they need to plan your care. Conditioned on no unavoidable manufacture delays or project disruptions, the MRI is expected to be removed and installed commencing the 20th of April and a target launch of the new unit early August. The CT is expected to arrive around the third quarter of this year, and further updates shall be provided.
During the construction phase, patient flow would be directed through other departments such as physiotherapy when the machine is being removed and installed. Patients would be informed beforehand of these changes to prevent any confusion during their visits. The facility management team will ensure safety during these procedures for both patients and staff. This would be done through constant updating of staff and patients of changes and placing signs where necessary to avoid patients from entering where they should not, and also prevent any accidents by closing areas of work and keeping work pathways as safe as possible. Training of staff for the new and upgraded equipment will take place during the various stages of this project for both biomedical team and clinical teams. This training will ensure that the staff are comfortable with the new features of the machine to ensure that we receive the maximum benefit from this upgrade. The biomed team will also be trained as they are responsible for the maintenance of the equipment.
Prior to the arrival of the new MRI, we will need to complete an opening in the external wall of the building, as well as some removal of internal walls to allow access for the new MRI. At this stage, you will see some disruption to our imaging waiting area and offices opposite the MRI room, where we will be removing many of the internal walls. These walls will remain removed during the complete project to allow our old MRI to be removed, as well as the arrival of the new MRI. Once the building works have been completed, we will then be able to start the first phase of works to remove the old MRI. Once removed, we will be required to refurbish the MRI room. This involves us removing the internal walls, floors and ceiling, as well as the old Faraday cage, and replace it with a new one. The Faraday cage is the copper sheeting that protects the room from the radio interference from external sources and completely encases the room from floor to ceiling and all of the walls. The room will require partial reconstruction at first to allow us room for the arrival of the new MRI to be moved in. The new MRI is some 4,990 kilograms, that's 4.99 metric tons, and is 7 feet high by 7 feet wide, and moving something so heavy and big has many challenges. Once the new MRI is moved into position, it requires assembly and electrical connections being done. This includes a new cooling system for the magnet of the MRI, which is liquid helium, to keep it at an optional temperature whilst in use. A UPS backup system for the electrical supply will also be fitted at this time. The room will be also fitted with lighting panels with the ceiling that will show a beautiful picture of the Grace Bay Beach here in the Turks and Caicos, to avoid having to look at the boring ceiling as before. From start to finish, the project is expected to take around 3 months, and one of the challenges as to why it may take this long is just not all of the infrastructure works that are required within the building, as well as the moving of such a large and heavy piece of very technical and sensitive equipment, but that the MRI itself is a very large and powerful magnet. The MRI room has to be free from all metallic fixtures and fittings, and many of these works are time consuming to make sure that the room is completely safe for use. Of course, once the MRI is in place, we then have to put the building back to its original condition.
The MRI and CT project is funded in partnership with Interhealth Canada and the Turks and Caicos Islands government, and is budgeted at 1.5 to 1.8 million US dollars. This is the largest project for the Diagnostic Imaging unit since the commissioning of services and opening of the hospital in April 2010. It reflects the singular and key vision of the project agreement for the advancement of high quality care within the Turks and Caicos Islands.
This is an exciting time in the history of healthcare in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And as we begin this journey of progress, we would like to thank you for your support, understanding, and cooperation as we progress together. Thank you.
This is a journey that we take year after year, ever enhancing and ever changing and improving on services to add value, grow services, build on our human capital, and exceed the expectations of our people.